Hi, this is Tamara Kelly, and in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to crochet the Bernat Finger Crochet Basket Bag, which is part of the Yarnspirations Stitch Along, helping you to customize your space. To make this pattern, you'll need one ball of Bernat Blanket Extra Thick and your hands. That's right, for this pattern, there's no crochet hook needed. We're just using our fingers. So let's go ahead and get started. The Bernat Finger Crochet Basket Bag is made from the bottom up in approximately 11 rounds. When you're working with extra thick yarns like this one, it's important to leave a little bit more of a yarn tail than you normally would. Normally we say leave about 4 inches. With a big yarn like this, I like to leave about a foot. It's just better to have a little extra than to run out. To begin this pattern, we're going to start with a magic circle or magic ring, also known as the magic loop. To begin one of these with this big yarn, here's how I like to do it. I'm going to grab the tail here in my non-hook hand, or my non-dominant hand, I should say, and I'll stick out my first 2 fingers. I'm going to go around my fingers like so, creating an X. Now on the back of my fingers, I've got these 2 strands right here. So I'm going to take my hand and go under this loop and grab the loop right back here and pull it up gently, like so. Now I've got a ring made and the tail's hanging out right here. So now what I can do is take my yarn and very carefully pull it through that loop I made, and now that is our chain 1. Now what we want to do is to put 6 single crochets right into the ring. As we do that, we want to make sure to go into the center of this ring, and as we go around it, make sure that we capture this tail end. When we pull down on this is what will close up the ring and create the magic. So now what we're going to do is use our fingers to make those 6 single crochets. So I've got my active loop right here on my fingers. I'm going to go right into that center ring and pull up another loop. What I like to do at this point is sort of put my thumb and forefinger in there and make sure the loops are about the same size. Then I will yarn over again with my working yarn and pull that loop up through both of those loops. You can see my hands are a little bit more active than they would be with a hook, but really it's the same motions. Now we've got our active loop again, and we go right back in that ring again, grab our working yarn, pull up a loop, pull it up to the same size as our other loop, yarn over, and pull through both to finish our stitch. So there's our first 2. We need a total of 6 made into this magic ring to begin our basket. So here's our third one. We go right back in there. Again, notice as I go around, I'm pulling this tail with me so that I make sure each of these stitches goes in the ring, but the tail is trapped inside as well. So there's 4. We'll need 2 more. We may not need to pull back on this tail very hard, simply because these are some great big stitches, and we're really going to fill up that ring. So this should be our 6th one right here. I kept a hold of that tail here to make sure it couldn't escape. And now before I go ahead and join with my slip stitch, so to speak, I'm going to go ahead. Let's pull that big working yarn here out of the way a little bit so we can see it. Find our tail and pull down gently on that tail, and our magic circle or ring or a loop, whatever you want to call it, should close right up. After that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. We can go ahead and join to that first stitch with a slip stitch. So I'm just going to stick a finger in there, grab my working yarn, and pull it right through both of those loops. And now we finished round 1. Now we're ready to begin round 2. We're going to be working in a standard circle increase. So if you're familiar with those, this is going to sound very familiar. I've just chained 1, and now what I want to do is work 2 single crochets in each stitch around. Since we had 6 single crochets in the first round, that means we'll have 12 single crochets at the end of this round. So again, we've got our chain 1, we've got our active loop. We just go right back down in that first stitch we made. And at this point, I find it's often easier to just send one finger through to grab that working yarn. But you can do it however is most comfortable for you. And I'm right-handed, as you can see, but if it's more comfortable for you to do this left-handed and go the other direction, that's fine too. So there's 1 single crochet in that stitch. And if you'd like, and if you've got big enough stitch markers, you can use your stitch markers to help you mark these stitches. I would recommend you just mark that first loop so you don't break your stitch marker. We've got one single crochet made. We're going to go right back in that stitch again and pull up a second loop so that we can make a second single crochet like so. So we're just going to continue working all the way around until we have a total of 12 single crochets. Now, one thing you might run into when you're using big yarn like this is the same thing you'll run into when you're using smaller yarn. There's that slip stitch. Don't let it fool you into thinking it's a stitch. We have made our 12 stitches all the way around, so I want to find the top of that first stitch I made in this round and make that slip stitch. Again, I just pull that loop right on through and then pull it up to size. And now we finished round 2. Now we're ready to begin round 3. Again, I'm going to start with a chain 1. And then if we look at the pattern, our repeat for this round is single crochet in the next stitch. We start with the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the stitch after that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around for a total of 18 single crochets. This third round is the final round at the bottom of our basket. So if you wanted to make a bigger basket with this pattern, you would need to buy additional yarn, and you could keep increasing in standard circle rounds, if you will. Otherwise, we're going to have the bottom finished with this round. So let's go ahead and get started together. We've got our chain 1. We're going to go right back in that first stitch and pull up our loop and make a single crochet. Oop. There we go. Again, you can use both hands to really help you out if you start getting, a little caught up in those loops. So there's our first one in the first stitch. We want to go right to the next stitch and make 2. Again, pull up those loops to the same height before you yarn over and pull through to make sure that you are getting your loops all the same size. We don't have a crochet hook to help us establish the size of our loops for this pattern, so we want to really be consistent in how we use our fingers as we make these loops. So we've got 1 and then 2, so then we go back to be 1 in the next stitch, and then 2 in the stitch after that. So 1 and 2. There we go. So just continue that all the way around for a total of 18 stitches in round 3. And here is what your basket should look like after round 3. In round 4, we're going to start building up the sides of our basket. And to give ourselves a really nice bottom to the basket, we actually work this next round in the back loops only. And this round, we're going to be working even, which means 1 stitch in each stitch around, no more increases. So let's take a quick look at our stitches right here. I'm going to hold this edge at the top edge of our stitches towards the camera. You can see, especially if I put my fingers under it, there are 2 loops at the top of every stitch. They sort of form a V going into the stitch before. When we look at the stitches in front of us, the loop closest to us is the front loop, and the loop furthest away is the back loop. It's always relative to us, the crocheter, and how we're looking at the stitch. So for this round, we're going to be working in the back loops only, which means we go right under the loop furthest away from us. Rather than going under the top 2 loops like we normally do, we go to the middle of the stitch and just pick up that back loop. So let's go ahead and get started on that now. Now, this is the stitch you can see that I joined to. So I need to start again with my chain 1. And then we're going to go right under just that back loop to pick up our stitch, or to pick up our next loop, I should say. Again, we want to make sure to pull that up to the same size as our other loop before we yarn through and finish the stitch. Then we're just going to continue all the way around. Remember, just 1 stitch in each stitch for round 4. Again, we'd go under just that back loop to pull up our next loop to make our single crochet. This will give us a really nice finished edge at the bottom of our basket and give us sort of a distinctive line between the bottom and the sides. So continue all the way around working under just that back loop, and I'll see you at the end of round 4. So now you can see I have finished round 4, and we have this sort of distinctive line here at the bottom of our basket created by that unused front loop. You can see when I put it down now on the table, this is the inside of the basket, the wrong side if you will, but it has this really great flat bottom to it that's created with that edge. So that's why we do that particular type of stitch for round 4. Now, moving on, we can go back to sort of working from the right side here, however it's most comfortable for you. And then we've got rounds 5 through 9, which are all the same. Rounds 5 through 9, we simply start with a chain 1 and then single crochet in each stitch around. For these rounds, we are going to want to go under both of those top loops. We're not working under just the front loop or the back loop anymore. we're working under both of those top loops. Rounds 5 through 9 are what gives us the height for our basket before we make the handles. So again, if you have changed the size of your basket to customize the look for your home, make sure that again you've bought some extra yarn and you can add as many rows as you'd like before you get to the handles. Just keep going around with single crochet. Once you have finished rounds 5 through 9, or worked the height of the basket you'd like, it's time to make the handles. So for this next round, we're going to start again with a chain 1 and then single crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets. So I'm going to move my basket again here to make it a little easier for me to work from my perspective. Got my chain 1, we're going to go into the first stitch and make a single crochet, and then into the second stitch and make a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 6 and skip the next 5 single crochets. This gives us that handle opening. So how do we chain? We are simply going to yarn over and pull a loop through. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like so. And I like to always just kind of give it a little tug here to straighten those chains out really nicely. Then we need to skip the next 5 stitches. So if you're having trouble with this fuzzy yarn, seeing your stitches, be sure to use your fingers. You can feel really where each one of these loops are. It makes it a lot easier. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're going to skip. So I've got the next one right here, and that's where we're going to go right back in there for another single crochet. I'll just tighten up that loop on my fingers a little bit. I can feel it's a little bit loose. Pull that loop up and through. And we've got our single crochet. So let me hold that up so you can see a little bit easier there what that looks like. And that creates that great handle opening for us. So after we have skipped those 5 stitches, we single crochet in that stitch and then 3 more after that. So it says skip 5, single crochet in the next 4. So there's 1, 2, turn our basket around a little bit here, 3, 4, and then we need to do that chain again for our second handle on the other side of our basket bag. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll give that another little tug there to straighten it out. And then we need to skip 5 again. So let's go back to our basket here. That's where our last stitch we worked into. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brings us all the way over here. So I'm going to pull up a loop through that 6th stitch there and finish our single crochet. And then if we go back at our instructions, we've got 1 more to finish off the round. There we go. Yep, and we can see that's our slip knot right there. So, or excuse me, our slip stitch in the previous round. So I want to find the top of the first stitch of this round, and I can do my slip stitch again. Now, when you do your slip stitching, another tip for this, go ahead and pull that loop down really nice and tight before you go into that first stitch of the round to pull the loop through for the slip stitch. There we go. We can pull that loop up high, and it'll make your slip stitch a little bit tighter. So now my basket did turn itself wrong side out a little bit, and that'll happen, and it's okay. We just turn it right back to right side out, like so. You can see I'm making a short little guy here, but I've got my basket handle openings made, and now we're ready for our very last round. So for the last round of this pattern, we start again, of course, with a chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet in each stitch around and work 5 single crochets in each of those chain 6 spaces. So let's go ahead and do that together. Again, I want to turn my work here so it's easier for me. I'm going to have it sort of flattened out in front of me. Now I've got my chain 1 done, so I'm going to go right in that first stitch for a single crochet. And then of course right in the next one for a single crochet. Again, we're working under both of our loops. Unless you want to get fancy and add your own special touches, of course. You're making your own basket. You should customize it however you like. Now we're at that handle space here again. It's kind of bulky and awkward, but in person it's not so bad. There we go. So we've got that nice big space. That's where we're going to be working into, and we want to put 5 single crochets right in that chain space. So that means we're not working into these individual chains unless that's what you personally prefer. So following the instructions, we're going to go right in that space and go right around the handle itself and pull up a loop and make a single crochet. So there's 1, And I want to make sure that I work all the way across the handle here with this 5. So I'm going to do a second one here. There's 2. A third one should be about halfway across. Yep. A fourth one. And a fifth one. Now, this is what the instructions say to use, so that's what I'm going to follow here. However, again, you should customize your basket and make it personalized to you. If you find that you would prefer to work into those individual chains to make these stitches, you absolutely can. If you think it would look better with an additional stitch worked into that chain space, you can do that as well. Make it look however you'd like it to look when it's all done. Then, once we've finished that handle, we come back to these stitches. We want to put a single crochet in each of these stitches. There should be 4 of these before we reach that next handle section. And of course, we're going to do the same thing that we did in the first handle. Whatever method you do decide to use, you'll want to use it for both of them to make sure they match. After you've gotten all the way around, then it's time to break our yarn. Now, as you can see, working around those handles gave us some really great, well, handles to hold on to for our basket. And now we're all done. I went ahead and joined with a slip stitch, and now I can break my yarn. Again, I like to give myself a little bit extra length with this big, thick stuff, more than the usual 4 inches. So I'll just pull my loop right on through, and then you can use your fingers to weave in your end along the inside. And if you'd like, you can use a little bit of matching sewing thread and a sewing needle to sew it in. Don't forget to do the same thing with your original end. And that's how to crochet the Bernat Finger Crochet Basket Bag, part of the Yarnspirations Stitch Along. Thanks so much for watching.